Hi people, how you guys doing? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. It's Sandra here and I'm back again with another updated video of Douglas Murray, and this is him obliterating a Muslim activist with facts that I'm supposing the Muslims should know already, but here we are. That's what we're going to be checking out today. Without no further ado, people, let's just hop right into the video.
Who are the people who intervened most in Syria? Hang on. Let me answer it. Who intervened most in Syria? It wasn't America, it wasn't Britain. It's Iran, Russia, it's, among others, countries, including the one we're in and others around the Gulf here.
Before we got to Syria, we had Iraq, we had Libya, we had many
countries in this neck of the woods were much more involved in the Syrian civil war than my country was.
Well, you're also
so do you want to take some responsibility for that? Do you want to take more refugees here in Qatar? Do you want to take more in the Gulf?
No one is immune to any sort of fit in that. Not just mercy, but the obligation, the legal obligations of states towards refugees.
I'd suggest that we all make sure we don't shift responsibility. There is a responsibility to everyone. That would include the state we're standing in now, wouldn't it? It would include all the states in this region. It would include the brother states. It would include the Ummah. It would include everybody. It wouldn't just be the Italians. Now, the Italians, by the way, and let me just finish this point.
That's a valid issue, but let me respond to it.
Let me finish the point.
It's a valid issue, but unlike the European countries, allow me to just make this point, unlike the European countries,
I'll respond to 2 points.
They are not used to the 1951 Refugee Convention. So the legal obligations are, well, it's just a fact.
Conveniently, isn't it?
But I'll let you almost suggest that they come to your countries with a lesser breed of values.
No, I don't think I said that at any point, and that's another time you've tried to put something in my mouth.
So when you talk about the difference in values, what do you suggest?
Look, first of all, I didn't say that. I said that there are challenges because we do know that there are challenges, and let's just be frank about this. I mean, for instance, I've been in the Gulf for the last week or so. I see more burqas in my home city of London than I have seen in the Gulf in recent days. So,
but again, is it all down to burqas? Because again, you're not asking people with other traditions whether they care about the sight of people drinking alcohol or showing up in bikinis. Again, it's a very
we could in Britain.
Western-centric viewpoint.
I'm not. I have to say, you're going to bark up the wrong tree if you think you're going to persuade a Brit that we should stop drinking alcohol because of people arriving in our country. I mean, that's not going to happen. These things are all a bit of give and take.
You bring your own traditions that don't quite fit with theirs.
Well,
they don't.
Yeah, there are, as I said, and before we got all confrontational, which you did from the get-go, I said what the problem is here is that these things are all rubbing against each other. And in that situation, you have to work out what things you're willing to give up, which things you're willing to compromise on, and which ones you're not. You're not going to persuade the Brits to massively change their culture.
Directly, if you can, which of your values are you most afraid to lose? Which ones are most threatened by the arrival of refugees?
Freedom of speech. It's the first one. Oh, you think that's not a problem?
I mean,
you think that's not a problem? But
you think? Sorry,
no. Let me pick up on that. Let me pick up on that. It's very easy to snigger. It's very easy to snigger about this until you've had friends shot in a newspaper office. It's very easy to laugh about that until it's happened to people you know. All I'm saying to you is, you can agree with me that people who say that most people arriving are going to be violent are ridiculous. Yes, but also don't claim it's ridiculous for people to have serious and sincere concerns about what is happening. Because if you do, there's no way anyone's going to arrive.
And that is the reality. Absolutely, Mark. How do you deal with this? It is a reality. This is...
Honestly, some demands are just ridiculous. And the mere fact that people would even think about such things, it's bizarre to me. And then the fact that you're coming to voice it out in a debate, that is still bizarre, but very, very bold, which I mean, I'm going to commend, because when you're bold about being ridiculous, I think that's the next level of, I don't know, denial or confidence or whatever that is. Okay, so let's just talk about this debate, or excuse me if I'm wrong, and this wasn't meant to be a debate, but from what I heard, this was meant to be a debate between Douglas Murray and a Muslim activist, right? But it didn't seem as a debate from her stand. It seemed more like an attack. It seemed like she has always wanted to have this setting with Douglas Murray to shut him up, and why she would want to shut someone up in a debate is what I don't know, because even if she had all the answers, which she certainly didn't or do not, you should still give way to people to speak. I find it quite irritating when people just enjoy the sound of their own voice. Maybe they feel like they sound so intelligent and they're just like, okay, I want to, give up my knowledge. So that part was very, very irritating. But yeah, I still had to focus on the conversation on ground. Now, what Douglas Murray is speaking on is highly understandable. I remember one time, I think I made a video about Douglas Murray and I mentioned him being an admirable activist, I think. And someone corrected me in the comments. I'm gonna say corrected me because that person truly did correct me and opened my eyes to the light. Because Murray isn't an activist in this sense when he's talking about like preserving the culture of the UK. He is a patriot because these actions and everything he's doing, these are the footsteps of a patriot. This is what is expected of a patriot. His work and the dedication that he is to this is admirable, and I feel like it should be commended because I mean it's one thing to be proud of your country, it's one thing to love your country, to love your heritage, and it's another thing to be vocal about what you think is going wrong and trying to like prevent things that are not going to take the country forward. Now, these people making these claims, I'm not going to take it that she's speaking for the whole of Islam, okay? I'm not going to take it that she's speaking for the whole Muslim immigrants in the UK because that's just it's not possible, right? The demands she's making is so ridiculous because I cannot understand how you're coming to seek refuge in a host country and you want that country to bend to you. That is like you're in somebody's home, the person is accommodating you, the person is helping you, and you want that person to bow to you. You basically want to have your cake and more. You want to eat your cake and still have more. This isn't a case of eating your cake and having it. You want to eat your cake and you want to have a lot more because you want to be in a country that's flourishing and has these amenities and these opportunities that are actually going to improve your life that your country cannot give you. And then you also want the things you love about your country to also come here. At the end of the day, what's the need for the host country? Because I believe that life is give and take. Okay, you receive as much as you're given. That is how life should be. So if you're demanding all these things, if the things the country already has set in place to benefit you is not enough, you're looking for more, what then is it in it for the country? Because yeah, it has to be give and take. But just really looking at this and listening to this from a surface level, it's so ridiculous that the mere fact that it's being entertained, the mere fact that I'm even having this video to watch and just air my views on this topic is just crazy because never in a million years, back in a million years, I have thought that, this would be a conversation where immigrants are seeking for much more than the country already set in place and is willing to give to them. Like, how ambitious are you? And the crazy thing is that outside the fact that this is just wrong, it can never even happen in their countries. It can never happen in their home countries because nobody outside the territory would actually go there to live and request for certain things too, because the UK is a liberal country and we all know how the countries are very conservative. So those two cultures, they can't be aligned in any way. There's going to be a clash. And now the UK has found a level ground because it's a very liberal country. So you can actually do what you want to do as long as it's not hurting anyone or it's not going to take away from the culture of the country. And right now they want to do that and more. Like, make it make sense because it's currently not making a lot of sense to me. But I've said this and I say it again. It's such craziness, to be honest, to request or make such claims. And I would love to hear a reason why they feel that they have the rights to make such claims and that they are deserving of, being given such claims because yes, it's not making sense to me. It's already stated. Anyways, we have come to the very end of today's video. We've gotten into this video. I have shared my opinions. I'm very much open and would love to know what you all think about this video. And even if you're a Muslim immigrant in any country, not even just the UK, what do you think about this demand? What do you think about this debate? Please do share genuinely what your thoughts are. I'm really going to appreciate it. But upon to the very next one, people, let's keep on staying safe and healthy. So, bye.